mind.
Oh, welcome! And welcome back. Thank you for joining us today.
I am Sue.
I am Michael.
And go ahead.
We are a close-knit family. It is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. This is episode 50. 50. Half a centennial.
Something like that. Did you know? Okay, so we missed one. I'm thinking it was probably around like Christmas time or something.
We missed like 2, didn't we?
Well, because there's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
And next week is our podiversary.
Oh, is it? Oh, so we must have missed one. Okay. Oh, yeah, we made up for a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's our podiversary next week. So we gotta come up with.
Yeah. We'll figure something.
I will probably be sitting here next week going, okay, so it's our podiversary.
Yeah. We are Knitcast.
We're planning things.
From Armstrong, in the North Okanagan region of British Columbia, Canada. Following my adventures as a newer knitter. I keep knocking our precarious table here.
That's okay. Newer knitter.
And our ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yarn, and I keep saying no more yarn.
No more yarn. And
no more yarn.
How long does that last?
Well, not very long. Like yesterday I went looking for the yarn for you for finishing your Catherine Ann shawl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just something to sort of give you the confidence to just kind of go and know you had enough to cast off wherever it ended up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have that sweater's quantity of yarn that I completely forgot about. Oh, I forgot I had this yarn.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't I think of this yarn for that thing that I was doing that I went and bought more yarn for? Oh my Lord.
Good.
So it is totally go through the stash and make it better time. But yes, addiction. And then so I've told myself no more yarn purchases. It has to end, like, at least for a little while. and then I'll tell you what happens when we get down to yarn acquisition.
But first, let's have a look at the skies above Armstrong. It's been pretty sunny.
It's been beautiful.
It's been beautiful. It's been sunny.
Beautiful. We've had 20-ish degrees.
Yeah. Today actually it's raining. But
yeah, and it will be for the next few days.
Yeah.
But no, spring, I would say, is finally here.
Yeah.
Dad put the snowblower away, so I'm expecting snow.
Yes, we are expecting a huge dump any time in the next week now.
Yeah.
You can blame Dad.
But yeah, my husband put the snowblower, sorry, petting the cat. Oh my God. See, the world is not a happy place when you're a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Jude.
So we'll just hopefully help her be quiet here.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
the purring.
Okay.
Anyway, yes. So
no long winners to announce currently.
And so yeah, last week. Sorry I missed you. Had a little emergency to take care of.
She was actually home later the same day that I filmed last episode, so.
Yeah. But it was my friend. She was starting to lose the vision in one of her eyes, and a lot of people were telling her, get to emergency, and she's like, oh, I don't like to waste the times of the emergency services. They're there for a reason.
You're not wasting their time. You're the reason they're there.
I'm not in pain and blah, blah. Anyway, so I was... what did she kept saying, two of her friends, me being one, were cussing her out.
Yeah.
Telling her she was being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm coming to pick you up. I'm taking you to the emergency. And she's, no, I'm at rehearsal. I was like, what? You're partially losing the vision in one eye and you've gone to a show rehearsal?
Yeah.
Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did end up taking her to the emerge.
Yeah.
And then they immediately referred her to the on-call ophthalmologist. And that doctor basically said, okay, so you guys are going straight to Vancouver. Which is a 5-hour drive in a nice clear day with not too much traffic.
And this was, what time was this at that he said this?
Oh.
6 o'clock?
That probably happened at about 6:30.
6:30 at night?
Yeah, 6:30 p.m. And so, you know, as I was patting my friend, because she had completely broken down on the back, I said, it's okay, we'll pick up a few things, we'll head to Vancouver. He said, no, you don't have time to go home. You need to go straight there. Mm-hmm. They're waiting for you. You're losing your eyesight. You're going... Anyway, it was just a gong show. So, yeah, I signed up to take her to the Emerge to get checked out. Ended up in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, she had eye surgery, and then we had to come home. So we're coming from the coast of British Columbia, so, you know, sea level, up into the interior of British Columbia, which requires climbing over some mountain passes and things. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, no, you can't go the direct route because there's too much of a air pressure change going over the mountains, because she had a gas bubble in her eye now, sort of holding everything together. And I was like, okay, if you had, like, I was really insistent about can we? Yeah. And they kept saying, yeah, it's fine, yeah, it's fine, yeah, it's fine. And then finally someone said no.
Yeah.
I was just picturing, like, what would have happened? Her eye explode or something? Anyway. I
don't want to think about it.
So we went the long way.
Yeah.
Which is a shorter route, but it's still got some elevation to it. There's no way around that. We had to stop once to let her acclimatize to the... Anyway, it was quite a gong show. That day, so Wednesday night, we got home. I went to bed at like, whatever, 9:30 at night. I didn't really get up again, and so that was Wednesday until Friday morning when I had to go to work. I was exhausted. Yeah. Yeah, and I think you suggested I might have bought yarn. No. There was, well, we were driving our truck, which is, it's not a big truck. It's a medium-sized truck. Yeah. And it was just an absolute bear to drive around in Vancouver. The streets are small, the parking stalls are small.
The truck has a huge turn radius.
It's got a stupid turn radius. My arms were killing me from... Yeah. So I wasn't that far from yarn shops that I could have gone to.
Yeah, but there just wasn't any time.
Well, it was just too hard to get to them.
Oh, yeah.
And then every time I parked, I couldn't believe it. $2 for a half-hour parking at a parking meter. Whoa. What? Anyway. Wow. So it was just, yeah. Anyway, so it was there, deal with the eye, come home, and it probably took me 4 days to recover.
Yeah, comparison on that $2 for half an hour. I think in Vernon here, I plugged a meter a little while ago with a quarter, and I think that gave me half an hour. Yeah. So 1/8 the price for the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's $1 a loonie for 2 hours. Yeah. I'm just gonna... Oh.
No, she's decided she doesn't want to go out. No, just giving herself a nice scratch.
Okay, now. Well, we'll see. If she starts meowing again, I'll let her out. So, yeah. So that happened. So thank you for picking up the slack for me.
Yeah, no worries.
So, yeah. But on that trip into Vernon yesterday, where I realized it was a quarter for half an hour for parking. Yes. I scored some shoes. Mm-hmm. So I went to one of the good shoe stores, and I picked up some beautiful, they're leather sandals. I didn't look at the price until later, but they were on a table, like everything on this table is $30. Yeah. And they were very nice shoes, nice arch support, like really nice, well-made, nice German shoes. So I got back and I looked at the box afterwards. They were regularly $160. So I got these beautiful leather sandals for $30. Score!
Dang. That's good.
Yeah, I was very, very happy. Hey, you were asking me Did you get the house sitting thing with one of our nitty friends has asked Mike if he would house sit for a few days. Did you get that? I never had a chance to ask.
I texted you back like,
yeah.
What's a reasonable amount to ask for house sitting?
Yeah.
Because I do house sit, but the one person I house sit for, I trust him. I know he's gonna pay me what it's worth. We never actually discussed price. I just know that he always shows up with more cash than I'm expecting. But yeah, then our nitty friend actually asks. So we're talking about it. I mentioned, okay, well, here's how much I think I would charge per day.
Yeah.
And she hasn't got back to me. So maybe I said too much.
All right. So, but you should probably also say, but hey, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So there's a comment below. What do you think is house sitting and pet sitting for a couple days.
Yeah, the pet sitting is 2 dogs and 3 cats.
Yeah, but they're probably pretty easy.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did she have the little dogs or? No, she has a Can't lean on the table.
Not when we've got drinks on the table.
Okay. I keep forgetting that this isn't as sturdy as it used to be. No. It is literally on top of some cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Because,
Anyway, that's...
Anyway.
So, yeah, no, I don't... Yeah, no, she's got a couple dogs and the kittens and... Well, I guess they're probably cats now, but... Anyway. And our poor doggy... has not been feeling well lately and is... Yes, I know okay, I'm just going to let her out. But she's been, I just locked it.
Just locked it, yeah. She's not been doing well.
And she's limping a lot, and her rear legs seem to be giving out on her a lot.
And I can see her in the other room.
Yeah.
And she's having a nice
She's just not really been herself, but she's eating and drinking and pooping and peeing and wagging her tail, and so I don't know. We're going to talk to the vet today.
Yeah. Hopefully she's okay.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
Yeah. We seem to be getting hit with everything right now. Both of our vehicles need huge repairs.
Yeah.
And then I think Dad broke the dishwasher.
Dad broke the...
the
dishwasher is broken.
It started to leak, but it started to leak right after he went down and did a really good clean out down in the bottom. So I'm thinking he might have either loosened something or whatever, but we don't like our dishwasher anyway, so that's not really no. It's not really
no. It's
not really a bad thing. No. It's just that
I know somewhere you can get a dishwasher.
I know you do. Because you know how much they charge for delivery?
Oh, boy.
Let's not get into it because I have things to say about that and you work there. Yeah. But, the other thing we found out last night, God, I'm rambling today.
I have nothing really to say. I am not an interesting
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks since you had a chance to get
all
this.
But a lot of this has happened since then. Anyway.
We had a busy week.
So went to knitting last night. So we usually knit at a coffee shop from 6:30 to 8:30 on Tuesday nights. And we go again on Thursdays too, some of us. Yeah. And got there last night and there's a big sign on the door like we close at 8 o'clock.
Oh.
So I think they used to close at 9.
Yeah.
So, we'd have till 8:30 and we'd leave, right? Yeah. And people would arrive 6:30, 7.
Yeah.
And then at around 7:30, 8, they would start putting away the baked goods and things for the night. So closing at 8 o'clock, that's, half an hour sooner, but all of that cleanup stuff is starting at 7, and we have people who are coming in to start knitting at 7.
Yeah.
And it's like all the baked goods are put away.
Yeah.
It's terribly uninviting. And the whole shop, which usually is very busy when we're in there, it was dead.
Oh.
There was nobody there. And I think it's really unfortunate because, we're often a group of 8, 12, 15 people, and there's other large groups that are in.
Yeah.
And to close at 8 o'clock, like I say, you get there at 7:30 and it looks like they're already closed. And that's kind of when people might meet for an evening coffee
Yeah.
So I feel like they're really cutting themselves off.
Who knows?
Who can say? So that's interesting. So I suggested last night maybe we switch to a pub or a bar. So that might happen. We'll see.
Which, we don't have to talk about that here, though.
So, something else for anyone who has been to either the Shetland Wool Week or is from that area or Scotland or the UK, because we are going to Shetland Wool Week, my husband and I. You know, you could see if you could save up for that.
I'm actually saving up for another trip right now.
Yay! Okay, we'll talk. Do you want to talk about that?
Me and Robin are planning on going to Disneyland next year.
Nice. Okay.
So I've set up a recurring transfer into my savings account. So.
Right. Maybe Space Mountain will be open.
Maybe Space Mountain will be open. I've been to Disneyland parks twice in my life. Anaheim when I was in like grade 1 and Paris in grade 12. Space Mountain has been closed for refurbishment both times.
But that popped up on my memories. It was your post about that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, maybe Space Mountain will be open.
Yeah.
That's cool. But anyway, so we're going to Shetland Wool Week. Mm-hmm. And we're going to spend some time in Scotland and in the UK. So if there's like a must experience, must see up there, or if you know of wool makers, dyers, shepherds, whatever, anything like that, then please let us know. And I'll be asking this a few times over the next little while. So that'll be at the sort of end of September, early October kind of time frame. So obviously not the Edinburgh Yarn Festival.
Unfortunately, yeah. Which
looked like a blast.
It certainly did.
Anyway, so yeah, looking for any tips on that. So that'll be in 2020. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's all the notes I had written down. And some extras.
Yeah. Well.
So yarn acquisitions. I was absolutely blessed by my friends. So after I took my friend to Vancouver, when I got home, her husband had put together a lovely basket of goodies for myself and my husband.
Right.
And it included a skein of yarn.
Right.
So this is Knitting Fever painted lace.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And it's in a beautiful, what do you call it? Sort of fade. Mm-hmm. From blue, sort of a teal blue through black.
Yeah.
Blue to light blue. There's actually a picture. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a picture there of the shawl that they recommend. Mm-hmm. This is what I was saying before about acquisition. So I didn't actually, I didn't buy this one.
No, but it was given to you as a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this wasn't, actually something that I purchased, but it came to my attention that because it's got, so it's cotton. Sorry, let me see here. What is it? It's 100% cotton. Mm-hmm. Gauge is like 23 stitches.
It is, lace weight.
Well, it says lace weight, but I don't know. There's 200 grams and 800 meters, which is it's a sock weight.
Okay.
But because the yarn has that kind of hand-spun look with the couple of strands put together and the kind of marled thing. Anyway, it was suggested that this would be another good yarn for like the shift, Andrea Mowry's shift, her shift, night shift.
Okay.
And the shift cowl and like that. So I'm thinking that because this yarn has just come out, and before it disappears again, I might have to get a couple more balls of this.
Yeah.
So that I have it to potentially do that. I've just got so much on the go right now. I'm thinking, is this really something that I need to put on the back burner? Because I know by the time I get to this, I'm going to probably have something different I want to make.
Absolutely, yeah.
So maybe I don't. Okay, comment below.
Yeah.
Do I get more yarn I mean, there's more than enough yarn here to make something.
Yeah.
I could
800 meters.
I could make this.
Yeah.
I just want to see that again. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I could make that shawl.
Yeah.
I could make something else. Do I really? I don't think so.
Yeah. For those of you curious, this is color 104, Mayflower Bay.
Yes. Oh, and that was a funny story because my friend's husband went to one of the yarn stores that I frequent, and he went in and he said, so I need to get a gift for Sue.
Yeah.
I need to get yarn for Sue. What do I get? And they said, well, what's your budget? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they gave us a whole basket of goodies. There was wine. There was chocolate.
Yeah.
There was scotch. There was, and the basket itself.
The basket itself.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
This beautiful basket.
Which you're now using as a project basket.
Which I'm now using as a project basket. Anyway, so I guess they went through a few options and stuff. I wish, anyway, they went through, and this is probably what prompted your question last week about how to gift yarn.
No, no. They totally didn't text me and ask what was an appropriate thing to get you guys. No.
So, anyway, I guess eventually they landed on these yarns, and there's a variety of colors, and I've seen them now actually on another podcast. And I guess they said, so yeah, just pick one. So I guess he reached out to take one, and they went, ooh, really? Maybe not that one.
Oh, that would happen to our friend.
So anyway, I thought that was funny. So then he said, how about you pick? Which is really what he wanted them to do anyway.
Yeah.
And I think, yarn stores need to, I know yarn is such an individual thing.
Yeah.
And I totally, let's face it, I get that.
Yeah.
Other people work in something and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like those colors, really?
Yeah.
But I don't think you can ever go wrong with like a skein of one skein of hand-dyed yarn. It doesn't even really matter or something with a lot of color in it.
Yeah. Because
that's something that a crafty person can take and go, ooh, I know what to make with this, or I know what I can add to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I may sorry, a little birdie that they texted may have told them that if you just go to a Twist of Yarn in Vernon and say I'm buying for Sue, they'll know who they're buying for and maybe have some suggestions.
Yeah, I think sometimes, when someone comes in like that, because I know you've done that in the past for me. You've gone in and said, I want to get, whatever for Sue. And they've been like, I think I think that yarn stores need to understand that these people who do that just really need someone to say, you know what, you can't go wrong with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it is wrong, who's gonna say, ew, what'd you pick? I don't know. It's the thought that counts. I think, but I do think any kind of like a single skein of something that's got a little bit going on,
Mm-hmm.
and a yarny is, if someone's that into yarn, that's a good gift,
Yeah.
they're gonna make that work.
Yeah.
They're gonna make that work. So anyway, so there was that. Also, I talked about the last time that I had ordered some yarn for my Roselle tee
Yes.
by Patty Lyons, and so I got the Barocco Corsica,
Mm-hmm.
which is a 90% cotton, 10% cashmere,
Ooh.
and it's a sport weight.
Okay. No, not one I often see, at least, but
No, and so 50 grams, 137 meters, but it feels kind of like a merino yarn.
yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not sure.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But it feels kind of like it feels kind of like this. It doesn't feel.
It does. Yeah.
The cashmere just softens up that cotton.
Yeah, just a little.
Just
bit.
a little bit. So it's really nice.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing I picked up. And this color, I can't remember what the name of it was, but this color is 3603.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's quite nice. Like, it's not, yeah, it's cotton, but it's a soft cotton.
Yeah.
And I love the way it's knitting up, and I'll talk about that in a minute, because it's got, anyway, it's not hard like cotton.
Having had more experience lately comparing, cotton and wool, I wouldn't necessarily call cotton soft, at least compared to wool, but
yeah, like Pima cotton, and I'm thinking Pima cotton must have some sort of chemical finish or something put on it or something. Pima cotton is quite soft, but just straight up cotton is quite sturdy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that.
Yes.
All right. Foes!
Those.
How's that Catherine Ann coming? It's not.
I worked on it in the last week. But as
we're going to get there.
Yeah, as was mentioned earlier, you found a yarn that I can confidently cast off with.
Yeah.
So I can do a couple more rows of the lace, and because really, after those dropped stitches, the lace was the part that I was most looking forward to, because I've never done a lace before.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see how it all came out and how it assembled, and
yeah. So he's gonna basically just kind of run out the rest of his yarn.
Yeah.
That he's got.
And then
I have a yarn. It's like, okay, so even if you finish like halfway through a row or something, just put this one on and finish her off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's not a faux.
That's not a faux. But what that is a whip.
Yes.
A work in progress.
That's not here.
That's not here. Well, actually, it's
it hasn't changed since we last showed it to you.
It's right over there, actually. But
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll get started.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, temperature scarf caught up again when I last did some work on it. It's all tangled up in my yarn, and I finally have got into some yellows.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's looking pretty.
Yeah, it is.
The
whole thing.
So, yeah, cool. The red was when it was cold.
Yeah, and well, actually, this one line of yellow here is the coldest it has been so far.
Was. Nice.
And yeah, now we're getting up into some yellow, and where through almost all of this, I was basically like had a line of that. I'm knitting this held double, so for almost all of this, I had one light blue strand that was pretty much uncut for all of this, and then up here I'm actually starting to get into not cutting the green strand. So
you let go of the blue strand?
No, it's still up there in some places. Okay. But yeah,
for your low temperatures.
Yeah, for the lows. But yeah, the one strand that was like prevalent through all of this has ended somewhere up here. It actually, I had to cut both strands. So yeah.
And my temperature scarf, we just aren't going to talk about.
Okay, we're just not going to talk about that.
I haven't picked it up. I'm a terrible knit-alonger. No,
and here I thought I'd be the bad one here.
I had things that became more urgent.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, I have plans. I will get the temperature scarf caught up. I will do it. I wasn't kidding when I put a bingo square on there that said, did I make it to 6 months? Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how you wear a scarf.
Are you sure?
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
Okay, so since I was just talking about it, the Roselle Tea by Patty Lyons. Oh, I should probably show you a picture of that.
Probably, or I will put one here.
Ooh, or I'll pull it or whatever. So here was that's my gauge swatch.
Yeah. Look at those stitches.
And so I was learning, but just, I mean, see how like it drapes really, really nicely.
Yeah.
And that's what that little bit of cashmere in the cotton does.
Yeah.
And I also, so I've learned now how to properly do a gauge swatch. So you might notice there's none of those, like I used to always do a garter stitch border so it would all be nice and flat. But of course, you're restricting somewhat how your gauge swatch is going to come out when you do that. Okay. So, no garter stitch border, and the cast on is a cast on that is actually like
oh, stretchy.
Like the yarn.
Oh. Right?
So the stitches are like live on the cast on and where you cast it off.
That does make sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So the way that Patty Lyons described it was that your gauge swatch should mimic what would happen if you just took this part of your sweater and cut it out, right?
Of course, yeah.
So you don't want to have like
a bound edge.
You don't want to have edges that are a different stitch pattern. You shouldn't be restricted by those things. This is a small gauge swatch by Patty Lyons standards. So those markers show the 4-inch.
Okay.
So I've done more than the 4 inches.
Yeah.
But it's still, this is a small gauge swatch. This is like the 3rd gauge swatch I did.
Oh. Yeah.
So, yep, you may. And the other thing,
nice,
the other thing that she suggested was that you count your gauge unblocked.
Okay.
And then block it and count your gauge again because it's going to change.
Yeah.
And if you're like working on a pattern and you're wondering, well, how much more should I, it says knit to 17 inches.
Yeah.
Right? Well, okay, 17 inches unblocked or blocked. It's going to be a different number. So you kind of need to always be converting back to how many rows.
Yeah.
Is 17 inches finished. So anyway, it's been really interesting. The Roselle Tea by Patty Lyons. It's a knit along. It's just got started April 1st. And it comes with so many tips and tricks. I've learned so many things. And so I've got it started here. This is the back.
Nice.
For as much as...
For as much as you can uncurl.
Yeah. So there's the back. And those markers are just marking, there's a center panel. It's a reversible tee, so there's a center panel of lace on one side in a triangle. And then on the other side, you've got that same triangle, but it's just stockinette stitch. Okay. So that's just marking those.
Nice.
So yeah, it's... I've learned a lot so far. So if you want, I consider this more of a class as opposed to a cowl. Okay. So yeah, and we'll put you might put a picture or.
Yep. And yeah, now that I've figured out how YouTube annotations work, I might even just put a reference in on the little eye up there.
Ooh.
Up there. Because now that I've figured out how those things actually work, I might start using them more.
How exciting!
Yeah.
And when we refer to, we already talked about that, then you can put in those suggested.
That thing that's like, you know.
Yeah.
Here's where we talked about it. Yeah.
Nice.
I need to stop leaning on the table.
And so our drinks aren't as full as they were.
Socks! My turn. Socks!
So nice.
Yes. This is a very nice yarn. Here we are.
Oh, yeah, and you were talking about that last week, too, and I thought I would chime in.
Yeah, how these socks, they're just so nice. So yeah, these Progress Keepers are where I was last episode. And they're because it's changing again, because where it had all this, you know, chaos color, boom, order. Yeah. It's all blue. And this one now is beginning to fade into chaos.
And you can tell as I grab his yarn and make things really tangly here. Just by looking at the yarn, like if you look at this part here, it looks very sort of even, right? Where if you look at this part, the colors are very marled. Yeah. So that's why you get the different sections, the parts that are sort of nice and clean colors, so to speak. And then the parts that just are sort of very, they're neat balls of yarn. I love them.
I love it so much.
I think they're very cool.
Yeah, the yarn itself is I'm finding it a little bit difficult to work with. Oh. It's 2-ply. Yeah. And it has like, I can only describe it as like kinks. Like there are points where it'll get really kinky.
So this is very similar to a hand spun because it is the 2-ply. Yeah. Does it split?
It does split sometimes. Is that it is splitty.
Because even looking at and this is very loose. So what I'm thinking, just looking at this, is this is probably should have been done on a smaller needle. Okay. So let's just look at that for a sec. You can't really see it as well from there, but the stitches are very, very, like I can see right through both sides of the sock. Okay. From here. So they're very loose. That also looks really big.
Oh, it does.
That looks really big.
When you put it like that, yeah.
I'm thinking you might be happier if you
yank it out.
If you frog that and start again with a smaller needle. I love you dearly. But I'm just looking at your satisfaction with your final project. Yeah. You might be happier with that.
Maybe.
That's why gauge swatch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, we don't think about it with socks.
No, they're just socks.
Okay.
Why would you, yeah.
So my crochet blanket is moving right along.
Oh, wow.
I've got, I think, 2 more full sections to do before I start doing the border. I was trying to get like a full section, so that would be 10 rows, 9 rows, 10 rows. I gotta count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 rows. I've been trying to do like 9 rows of this a day. So this is one of the things that has been taking time for my temperature scarf, because like baby's already about a month old, I think. Yeah. So I really need to get this done. This one has oh, Jude, you're back again. This one really has a time frame on it. Yeah. Yeah. What?
Just some weird.
Oh, there's all sorts of weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
But hi, Jude. But basically it works. Like there's a hole right there. I don't know what that's about. Oh. There's an entire hole right there. But it's all attached together, so that's okay. But I am so happy with this Tunisian crochet.
Yeah, it's very nice. It has a nice thickness to it.
Yeah, and it does. It looks like like a waffle weave.
Yeah.
Like it feels nice and sturdy, and the squares. Look at those squares.
They're square.
They're beautiful. So yeah, that's the baby blanket. Which I really need to buckle down on. Yeah. Do you have more?
I have no more.
You have
whips.
no more. So the other thing that I was working on. So this was when I headed to the when I headed to the emergency room with my friend, I grabbed my easiest to travel with and work on project at the time, which happened to be Harton.
Yeah.
So I know people go, that's your easiest project. It's easiest because I don't need to, it's just sort of the, even though I'm working with 2 strands because I'm alternating, it's just sort of the one yarn where the baby blanket, I've got like 9 balls of yarn that I'm working with, and they make a mess. And the pattern it's the same. It's just do the same thing, do the same thing, do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, so this is my easiest. So I have now, headed off to the emergency with this.
Yeah.
And then ended up in Vancouver. And this is, I've done a few rows since I got home, but yeah, I didn't have enough.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have enough yarn if I ran out.
Yeah.
So I even didn't work on this very much while I was away either. So this got my attention for 3 or 4 days and not much of it. So yes, I've started my armhole shaping on both sides. I'm still doing a few decreases for that.
Nice.
And that is where Harton is at. And I am still just so in love.
It is such a nice pattern.
So in love with this.
Yeah.
So now that I'm home again, and so I'm doing the knit along.
Yeah.
So I have to keep up on that.
Yeah.
I've got the baby blanket.
Yeah.
That I have to get done.
Yeah.
So I haven't really done much with this since I got home. Again, this is right now my easy knitting.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really not getting, like, the temperature scarf I'm not even thinking about. Well, I completely forgot about the Roselle tee.
Yeah.
When I came home.
You did, yeah.
I was knitting away on other things, and then I was like, oh man, that thing started on April 1st. So,
yeah.
Anyway. So, but I do have plans to get my temperature scarf back up and going and stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
That is good.
So, Mike.
Hi.
What do you bring to the table?
I bring games.
Yeah.
What else do I bring? I bring board games. Actually, I have brought some other things to the table, but yeah, the game I bring today is a game that I haven't had a chance to play yet. I've seen it played, and also it's been around and in print since the year 2000, which it is Citadels. And yeah, as I said, it's been around since 2000, which, to quote Quinton Smith of Shut Up and Sit Down Board Game Reviews, if a game's been around for a long time, it probably means there's something special going on. So yeah, Citadels is a city-building game. I seem to be on a bit of a city-building game kick.
But you know, they're fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Where... each player is in control of a city, and they're trying to add districts to their city and earn gold and such. But the main mechanic that makes Citadel special is at the beginning of each round, everyone drafts rolls. So there's you'll have a selection of rolls, and starting with the first player, who on the last turn would have taken the king roll. You pick a roll and it goes around, and the rolls determine turn order and also a special ability you can take on your turn, which can sometimes be something like collect attacks from every other player. Name a roll. If any player has taken that roll this round, their turn is blanked.
Oh.
You know, or the king. You get the first pick of the rolls next round.
There's a crown.
There's a crown. There is here actually. Let me. There's a crown.
There's a crown.
And then yeah, on your turn, you're just building cities. and you're trying to get some points. And if you buy the current version of the game, it actually has like several expansions included in it.
Ooh.
And so you can always change and refresh your game. And yeah, here's the little crown that Mom was talking about. The king gets this to indicate that they're... What's over there now? Oh,
I want the crown. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, the gold tokens are not just cardboard. They're actually a really nice...
resin or something?
It's on the floor now.
It's on the floor.
I'll pick that up in a second. And yeah, it's a really neat game, and I really love to play this.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's some kind of resin.
Yeah.
Those are pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, they're kind of... Yeah, they're kind of marbly. Those are cool.
Yeah.
They're a little bit like a lozenge. Don't keep them out around little kids.
And we won't forget that one that's on the floor now.
No, we won't.
Yeah, Citadels. Been around for a long time. I personally haven't had a chance to play it, but I'm told there's a lot special going on with it. It is recommended for ages 10 plus for between 2 and 8 players, which is fairly high capacity in this modern gaming age. Excuse me, it takes between 30 and 60 minutes to play.
Very nice. That looks like fun.
Yeah.
And we got some more friends into Catan.
Yes, we did.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. That was really funny. And Catan players will understand. But one of our new players, he very quickly realized that he wasn't placed very well for getting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going nowhere fast.
Yeah.
He had his original 2 settlements and his original 2 roads.
Got it.
And nothing else going on. So he went full mafia.
Yeah.
It was great. And he did. He started to grow.
He started trading very aggressively.
But full mafia. So he had the robber, the thief, whatever you call him. And he was like, he was, protection money. Anyone got any, sheep?
Yeah.
And I won't place the robber on a square that affects you.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, I've never seen anybody do that before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of the things I like about Settlers of Catan is that there's so many different ways you can play the game.
Yeah.
And when I started to watch him grow, he wasn't going to win because by the time, he kind of...
The engine started.
Yeah. Oh, and then he got a 2-for-1 square.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, I'll trade, I'll... Anything you want.
Yeah, you just got to give me 2.
Just give me 2, I think it was wood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get you anything you want.
Yeah.
I don't know what the advantage to him was for that. Oh no, ask me for anything.
Yeah.
He wants wheat, and I'll give you anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had 2 wood. That's right. Anyway, it was brilliant. I've never seen anyone go full mafia.
Yeah.
So, there's that. All right. Events from around the world. And did you know... We actually helped someone find an event.
Yes, I saw that in the comments last week.
We do this all the time. I just think it's neat to hear what's going on all over the place. And, and I always hope that someone's going to go, oh, hey, I didn't know that was happening in my backyard.
Yeah, and that happened.
That happened. So, woohoo! It worked. It took a year, but it worked.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been doing events from around the world for the entire year.
No, that's true. That's true.
Back at the very beginning when we barely knew what we wanted to do. We knew, okay, we want to talk about knitting, and Mike wants to talk about board games.
Yeah. We want to talk about you learning how to knit.
Yeah.
And board games. That'll be funny. We'll look at our notes, what our original plan was.
Yeah.
We'll probably look back at some of our old episodes. Mm-hmm. We'll see some of the highlights. Anyway, we'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, events from around the world.
Yes.
Saturday, April 6th.
This Saturday.
It's YarnCon! I remember talking about YarnCon.
I feel like you did, yeah.
Anyway, it's YarnCon 2019 in Chicago, Illinois. Be there.
Be there.
Yeah.
Be there. Be
Because,
there.
or were we just talking about maybe like Yarn Okanagan and compared it to a Yarn Con?
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, Yarn Con.
I mean, yeah, I know, you know, in my, you know, nerdy comparisons to this have, you know, referred to things as Yarn Con.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's...
KnitCon. So.
Oh, that's right. KnitCon, I think.
Yeah.
So, Yarn Con 2019, Chicago, Illinois. Saturday, April 6th. Which is this coming Saturday if you're watching this sort of soon after we recorded it. Okay, on Friday, April 12th, we've got the Dutch Bulb Fields and Amsterdam Knitting and Crochet Cruise.
Ooh.
Yes. That sounds like a really fun thing to do.
It does.
So, Friday, April 12th, Dutch Bulb Fields and Amsterdam Knitting and Crochet Cruise on the MS Serenity in Amsterdam. Yeah. That, okay, no, I'm not flying to Amsterdam for that. But I know someone who would probably join me on that in Amsterdam, so... But yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, on Saturday, I can dream. On Saturday, April 13th.
Sorry, I'm dealing with a Jude down here.
It's Spring into Wool. At the Grammar School at Leeds. In Leeds, West Yorkshire. Okay. Spring into Wool.
Alrighty, Spring into Wool.
At the Grammar... So that's Saturday, April 13th. Be there.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I think that's about everything.
That was a lot.
That was a lot, yeah.
Blah.
Blah. Alrighty, well, please remember. Thank you for joining us today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps us out. Helps us grow the channel here.
And we love hearing from you.
And we love hearing from you guys.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, Close Knit Family Knitcast. Join us on Ravelry. All the information will be on the end card and in the description. And unless there's anything else, no? Keep your knitting close and your family closer. Bye. Bye.